Hello, welcome to the Skills Without Borders podcast, where we are dedicated to sharing skills to break career barriers for health, STEM, and public health professionals worldwide. Hello, I'm Dr. Andrea Clark. Instead of discussing the skills you need to learn to be viable and competitive in today's market, we're going to do things a little bit different and discuss the skills that you may need to unlearn. If you're stuck in the same job, feeling like you need to level up, or you just feel like you're in a rut and you want to learn something new, then this episode is definitely for you. We've all heard that learning new skills is essential to career growth. But what we rarely talk about is how outdated skills that you may have learned 5, 10, or even 15 years ago are actually boxing you in, and they're really liabilities for you now. So these outdated skills are actually keeping you stuck and prohibiting you to move forward in your career or even to evolve and pivot into that professional that you foresee for yourself. And that's what we want to talk about today. We want to talk about the mindset of what's needed to unlearn and learn new skills. So let's break down the top skills that might be keeping you stuck and what you need to focus on instead. And number one on the list is technical specialization without strategic and critical thinking skill. I know we've heard it all before. You have to be as agile in this digital economy and workforce as possible. That's true. That's very, very true. Being a technical expert is great, and it's a necessary skill to have. But if you cannot couple your technical expertise with strategic and critical thinking, then you will have a hard time really taking your career to the next level. What do I mean by that? If you're looking to go into leadership, we need to have critical thinkers at a moment's notice. This skill, coupled with your technical expertise, will make you more agile, make you more valuable as a professional, especially if you want and desire to move into those leadership roles. And how do you think about strategic thinking? You want to always focus on the big picture. Don't necessarily get too lost in the details. Think about the objectives, the goals, and how you can apply your technical expertise to line up with the overall big picture. So a question that you may want to ask yourself is, how does my work, my technical expertise that I am delivering to this organization fit into the company's larger goal? And the next skill we want to identify is being a perfectionist instead of an adaptive thinker. We've all been there. We've all ruminated over a problem. We've all critiqued ourselves and the solution until it was just perfect, right? Let's be honest. Perfectionism will slow you down. You must learn the skill to be an adaptive and flexible thinker. In today's world, things are moving at a fast pace, faster than ever. Technology is constantly changing. Information is coming to us minute by minute. Therefore, ruminating over one specific project and trying to master perfection is not a skill that will necessarily take you to the next level in your career. You must be agile, adaptive, and ready to learn new things in a blink of an eye. So what you need to learn is learn to iterate quickly, take feedback, and be able to assimilate the information and adapt as quickly as possible. I get it. We're creatures of habit. We like things as status quo. We like things very familiar. But in order to advance yourself and advance your career, you must take hold of a growth mindset. If you can't count on anything else, you can always count on change. Next, we're going to talk about relying more on your hard skills opposed to continuously developing your soft skills. We kind of touched on this a little bit earlier in this segment, where we see professionals that are very tech savvy, but they have poor communication skills. They don't necessarily know how to not only strategically think, but many professionals focus on technical skills rather than really fostering and continuously developing their soft skills. And what do I mean by soft skills? I mean your communication skills. How do you navigate crucial conversations in the workplace? Your emotional intelligence. If you're more on the clinical side of healthcare, how are you really tapping into the empathy that you need to connect with your patient? These are constant soft skills that we need to constantly learn and relearn and tap into over and over again so we can make sure that we are holistic professionals that's ready to take on our next opportunity. So what you need to learn instead is public speaking skills, learn body language, learn how to articulate your words, how to be an active listener is always very important, and how to read the room. These are skills that you continuously need to master and work on to increase your soft skills. This is a very important skill that we want to talk about next. Having the employee mindset versus an entrepreneur mindset. And this is a really interesting topic because whatever you have only a employee mindset, it tends to box you in on your task only and what your day looks like based on your task from your employer. So what do I mean by that? Think like a problem solver instead of a task doer. So when you're an entrepreneur, problems are coming at you daily. You're in marketing, you're looking at the legalities, you're looking at different team building tasks that you may not see and have the visibility if you only had one role and one title as an employee. So therefore, even if you're employed in a great organization, you need to take on a problem-solving mindset. You know, when I was in corporate America, I had one role, one task, and I was able to hyper focus on that one task. If any type of legalities came up, contract renewals, this is what we said in my department. That's not for us, send that to legal. Oh, that's not for us, send that to marketing. Guess what? When you have an entrepreneurial mindset, everything you have to be somewhat versed on. You have to be able to learn different skills, even if you have a team of experts around you. It gives you more exposure. Therefore, you have to problem solve on multiple levels, and different skills will arise when you have a problem solving mindset. Opposed to if you just have a linear task doer mindset, it kind of boxes you in. So you should ask yourself, regardless of your task, how can I create value beyond my job description? And this is how you take on an entrepreneurial mindset. It really opens you up on a different level. And this leads us to our next skill, fearing technology instead of leveraging it. We are living in such an exciting time. Globally, we are connecting with people and places that 30, 40 years ago was not so easily accessible to us. So many professionals, due to lack of digital literacy, still resist technology. So they shy away from the AI and the automation and the digital tools that we can leverage to give ourselves the visibility to learn new skills that we need to foster our growth as we continue to evolve as professionals. We are in the fifth industry revolution of AI and technology. It's more of how humans show up to complement the technology, to work with the technology, and to make data-driven decisions with the technology. So resisting technology and not learning the essential skills needed to leverage it, to grow in it, to evolve in it, is a skill that you definitely want to unlearn. Instead, you need to embrace AI and automation. You need to increase your digital literacy, whether it's through podcasts, online courses, or conferences throughout your community. So therefore, you will be able to enhance your productivity on so many levels. Let's face it, the world is moving fast. And if you're holding on to outdated skills, you're not only standing still, you're actually falling behind. So I want you to take a moment to think about the skills that you have accumulated and learned throughout the years and ask yourself, how relevant are these skills today? How relevant were these skills as of yesterday and the past years? And most importantly, what skills do I need to emerge into the professional that I desire for myself, that I envision for myself? If this episode resonated with you and it makes you think a little bit deeper on new skills that you need to learn and old skills that you may need to unlearn, then definitely stay tuned. We have a lot more great conversations around the skills that you need to grow and thrive as a professional in health, STEM, and public health. So, share with someone that you may think can use this information. And remember, your skills have the power to break barriers. I'll see you next time.